I know, Ethan didn't join the call. There he is, now he is. Oh god.
What?
Alright, Ethan, Dean, this is my buddy Michael from college. He's in the Navy.
Hello.
Hey, Michael.
Howdy.
Where you from, dog? What block I said?
I'm from 11 Meeple.
West Lost, homie.
Did you just start playing Dota, Michael?
Like I've been playing for like 2 months.
Nice.
Let's see. Let me pull up Steam. This is my first. I have 143 hours in the game. I think my first game was like sometime in mid-March with Party.
So Marty's the guy that got you on it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, man.
These are the
I like
guys
it.
that got me in it.
It's like a STD.
Yeah, very much so at this point.
Our only support.
Marty, what token do you need?
Ooh. Let's see. An intelligence would be nice. What would you like?
Do I have an intelligence token?
Ethan.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
Ethan, do you have an intelligence token?
He doesn't have that unlocked yet.
I do.
You do? You
Oh,
got to the...
right.
What else besides an intelligence token, Marty?
Universal?
I think I have that.
Oh wait, no, I haven't done the second one yet.
Nope, I don't even have that one yet.
Oh my goodness.
I have...
I'm working on
Ones
the first
I have an elemental, I have a demon, I have a monster, and I have a god. You can hand those off.
I don't need any of those.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll see if I can get...
What do you need?
I need a ghost or spirit token.
Oh, I have a spirit.
You have an extra
one.
one?
I also have a spirit.
Ethan, shut up.
Well, if I get an elemental, I can send it your way.
Oh, how do I get the coins, bro?
Ethan has no idea how to do this.
Dude, that's the thing.
And I have to go Shadow Fiend offlane for this game.
Don't do it.
I got the
For
immortal.
that, Marty.
I have to show it off.
Wait, so Zach, you finished the first act?
Yeah.
Dean, you didn't?
I haven't been playing.
Oh my goodness.
Neither of us have been
Accept my
playing.
friend request, you bastard.
No, I made a purge. You did not make the cut.
You invited me to the group. And then you rescinded your invite.
You did not make the cut.
Because I have my own opinions.
Ethan, you've seen the Ape movies, right?
I only saw the first one.
Me
Talking
too.
about that George Floyd documentary that's about to come out?
Oh no. No. Ape together strong.
He said, "I can't breathe."
That's not what I said, Dr. Jones.
Caesar. Breathe.
I just finished the second one.
Was that one good?
Someone with the Batman
I don't remember. The
motherfucker.
second and third one, they just... I lose track of all of them.
That's Caesar. I can't breathe.
No, Caesar. Can't breathe. Oba. Stepping.
Oh man.
Oh, Bingus.
We have bug.
What the heck happened?
He didn't load in, so we have to wait 3 minutes.
I know, but we were just playing. Watch, it'll probably be the same 5 stack. I'll be looking for 3 minutes. blame him.
I understand.
Test 1, 2, 2.
Marty, you only like losing games, huh?
No. It's not true.
Kinda
we've just
weird
had a
that-
we've just had a rough couple games.
Getting fucking bodied by shit picks and turbo.
Yeah, I need to like study all the new changes on
They're pretty awesome, honestly.
yeah, I kinda love a lot of them. Marty, what are you doing playing Io, bro? You're not him.
I need to get a god token.
Oh, I see.
And I'm
So you
norm-
decide to pick Io. You don't decide to pick like
Like coddle?
PK or Coddle or Storm Spirit or Ember Spirit or Earth Spirit.
I know I should just start picking carries in turbo because I really
Dude,
enjoy it.
we played with an Earth Spirit that went like 25 and 17.
Jesus Christ.
Like this man has never touched grass once in his life.
It's probably Dean.
It's like
Being
how do you
touching
get
Earth
that
Spirit
good
is
at
my
Earth Spirit?
personal hell.
You love Earth Spear. What are you talking about?
I said Dean touching Earth Spirit would be my personal hell.
I
Watch
diddled them
that.
twice.
Look on Total Bug. You go check. I have 2 games.
2 games, 2 legendary losses.
You can't say that about my Spirit Breaker though.
Yeah, your Spirit Breaker used to be your go-to.
I just remember our 3v5.
Yeah, our 3v5 was legendary. I forgot that you were on Spirit Breaker for that one. For some reason, I thought you were Undying.
I think Undyne is when we were with like Seth or Singleton or something.
Yeah. But we're good now. You guys want to start the search?
Oh yes.
I blame Marty. I just blame Marty.
For what? I've never done a single thing wrong in my entire life today.
I just realized. Oh no, I forgot.
Okay.
I was about to be very upset, but I forgot Ethan promoted me to a little groovy, and I'm not a troglodyte in the freaking thing anymore.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
In our goon squad
Oh,
plan or whatever.
fake clan.
Where's Sharkie? Oh, he made his own. I forgot. It's literally just
Is it just him?
yeah, it's just him. Literally just him with his freaking. Oh God, your profile picture. I'm forgetting that's it. God damn it.
Yeah, my guild's pretty based.
You're the only one in it,
Me,
man.
myself, and I.
Solo ride until I die.
Dean, Marty loves playing with you, so he can stare at your profile picture shamelessly the entire time.
No, I don't like it.
You love that profile picture. I know you do, dude.
It
It's weird.
makes me upset. Oh yeah, baby.
Hey, Dean, you want a mid?
No.
Oh, it's the same people.
I knew.
Oh my. They literally had to wait the entire time, eh? That's
Let me
crazy.
see someone.
I gotta
Send,
lane with Dean. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta lane with Dean. Yeah. Okay. Good pick.
You know, you're playing core, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
There's always. Alright, I guess I'll do this. Tricky.
Dude, Lich's second facet is fucking god awful.
What is it?
For Frost Shield, if an enemy dies under the effects, the duration is increased, and for Chain Frost, if anybody dies to Chain Frost, it increases the amount of jumps. But one of his talents is Chain Frost unlimited bounces. Gonna be against Axe and Ogre probably.
Oh, please, God, don't have Axe come bottom.
We'll let him.
Axe
gonna
bottom would just. Oh no, wait, no, never mind.
We're gonna
You're
feed the
thinking.
shit
For
out
some
of
reason, I
him.
thought it was. Yeah.
Hey, when y'all sell awards, I can get one for mid.
I'll give it to you, Zach.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh.
nice Sand King set. You fucking
You were gonna say something. That's why I said, bro.
Oh
There you go,
damn
Zach.
it! I accidentally
Nice.
hit the X. Now I can't.
That's what you
predict
get,
our
bro.
victory.
Alrighty, I'm gonna show you how to actually play Sand King. Because
Ethan,
I rewatched the VOD. You had some questionable eppies.
Yeah, like one because I got stunned in the middle of it.
Yeah, like
You
one.
didn't watch my VOD?
I did, dude. What do you mean? I watched it today.
Oh no, I meant like I didn't know you were like watching the Dota in like the end game
Gonna
VOD.
die.
Okay, here.
Oh yeah, no.
Coming.
Why would you turn around to do that?
Because you guys are coming.
Oh my god, it's all
Is it
four.
Ricky
It's four
here?
of them.
Back up. You can just keep running.
Who's gonna take theirs then?
I guess I'll run back exactly to where I was. Why not? What a fucking brawl.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
This guy really put that right in front of me?
Well, that just gives you the gold back that.
The fuck was that?
The move speed. 15.
Got some sweaty boys on their team.
Pull the creep blade.
Nice.
Try to get a last hit and that thing will stop affecting you.
Like that. Nice. Oh, get it. Nice. Good stuff. Oh boy.
Should go for last hits. Don't worry about me. Crystal.
Bro, why am I still level 1? What the hell? Crazy.
I got nothing for you, Michael.
And 20 health.
You need to get a last hit, bud. Like, that's just gonna stay on you.
TP in base, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
It's alright. We got the kill. We're good. Oops.
Nice.
Oh. Just farm this. Nice.
Watch your
God
curve.
damn it.
Just go for last hits, Michael.
I'm trying.
Don't. Oh my god.
Oh boy. God damn it. Oh. Bro, holy shit. Oh my god, dude. Pick the lane. Dean, I'm gonna farm jungle for now.
Fuck, I don't want to see him.
I died in base.
I saw that. That sucks.
Crazy.
Come on.
Oh,
Nice.
let's go, baby.
Fortunate.
Big.
Oh.
If he runs in front of that range
Yeah.
creep, stun him.
Oh.
Stun him, stun him, stun him, stun him, stun him, stun him.
Stun?
Aw, too late.
Sorry, bro.
Alright. Next time, when he's in the front of the range.
No, I know.
like,
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about your knockback. That was my bad.
You're good.
Very nice damage.
Might be going in Enchantress, Ethan.
What?
Enchantress is around there. Probably getting
Okay.
creeps. Ricky's coming up.
Yeah, this X is greedy. He really likes trying to come under tower.
They have this ops up also.
Oh shit. You good, you good. Some power hits in there.
I'm on TV top, by the way.
Okay. Careful, Michael. Careful. Oh.
I'm coming. They're kind of out of position, so.
I'm coming around all the way though.
Oh, I missed.
You're good.
Nice.
No, wow.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, is it the final fucking counter helix?
Can we kill Ogre, Zach?
Probably. I need my
Oh, wait.
ulti, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Unless, I don't know if I do damage. He just has a lot of armor.
Yeah, maybe not. I think I'm gonna stay top then.
He's back. He's up here.
Get this guy. Get this guy. Let's kill him. Get him.
You got ogres TPing.
Ogre's here.
I'm coming.
Nice.
Oh no, he's backing up. You killed him. That's good.
Oh, careful, Michael. That's a lot of damage.
I'm running bot now, Dean. A little spooky though. They have a lot of vision, I think, on our triangle.
Yeah, they have a lot of vision here.
Racer Chad build. I love it, Michael. Oh, good.
This is usually how I like to start with DK.
Yeah, Axe is back.
CM's back.
Oh, that's what I want to do.
Go for her. Go, stunner. Nice.
I think you're getting ganked on, Zach.
Fine? Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Enchantress left.
Fine. You might be able to stun the
I
axe.
just TP'd mid, so I'm not gonna go top.
Oh, yeah, Michael. Oh.
Job.
Oh. Absolute fucking brawl up top. Alright, Mike, stay safe. I'm gonna go ward our side of the map.
I might be able to grab the rune top. Shoot the guy, thank you.
Look at this Sand King level 6. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm rotating around the map, you jabroni.
That works.
Ogre and
Whoa,
Axe
Ricky in our
top.
jungle?
Oh, he
Oh,
has a
3
friggin'
top.
item already, damn.
3 top. Ogre Axiom.
I'm running, Zach.
I'm fine. I have a regen rune.
Ricky on you.
Yeah.
Ricky's,
me?
yeah, Ricky's rotating to you.
Yeah, I had no TP. It was on cooldown. Should be able to kill him. Put the ulti rip on him.
Should I? No.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. I
get this-
thought
I got it.
they just.
I'm going bot.
Oh no. No. Oh. Oh, dude. Oh.
I think you could have ultied her.
I was burning to do that. God fucking damn it.
Max is here? I don't know if he has blink.
He doesn't.
Oh man.
Lights out in 5 minutes.
Ah, hold it. He's going blade mail, first item. And then Ricky has defusal.
Why does Axe keep saying sensational?
Fucking loser.
Interesting word choice.
Went over.
Oh.
Back! No, you goober!
Dead, I think. Oh, nice.
Breathe fire, breathe fire, breathe fire, breathe fire, breathe fire! Use breathe fire. There you go.
Nice.
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 Oh, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. Is he
Stun him right away. You can. Stun him right away.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I already used my stun, dude.
Not you.
Come on.
It's alright. DK.
I tried.
Watch out, Axe.
Think so? I have no stun. No mana for stun.
Oh? Going? Alright.
Got him. Oh! Oh, we don't have to move it. Okay.
Where'd you go, Ricky? I don't like it when you silence me. I feel like a woman.
Oh, it didn't hit him. Oh, that killed me. That's crazy.
Someone's getting a DD.
You're gonna get it, but that's alright.
Enchantress, probably.
Here?
Yep.
Go in.
Yep.
Breathe fire. Just breathe fire there. Breathe fire.
Nice.
Nice. There's a ward up here.
Yeah.
I
I
got one
brought-
coming.
Yeah, one. I can use mine, Marty.
Okay.
There's a sentry over there. We should try to take tier 1 mid.
Here.
Oh.
We just saw.
Ricky.
What?
Ricky.
We just
Ricky's
saw
near our
Ricky
triangle.
right here.
Nice.
We get this guy? There's no one else around here. Nice, good stuff. I can go
Over
back
here.
in 5 seconds.
I got my stun back up.
Okay. Oh
I
god.
don't have anything left.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad spot.
Oh, nice one, Michael.
Ooh, ooh.
Fire. Oh, yes, Michael. Oh, the pro wands.
I'm going, Zach.
I don't have anything. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm gonna buy out. That's fine.
Sorry. I ran out of
No, that's all good. It
That's
wasn't
why
my
ulti
fault.
was done.
Right. All hands turn to your bunks. Maintain silence about the decks. Taps.
Michael, it's taps.
Huh.
Oh, let me get one. Oh, well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
This is stacked though.
Grab it right now.
They're coming up. It'll be Ricky.
Oh, we can maybe kill Rick.
Uh,
I do want to kill the Ricky though if he walks up. Maybe. There he is. Get him. Get him.
Hello.
What am I doing? What is my character doing?
Oh, I'm in the smoke.
Nice.
Sucks.
I take. Holy shit, he's still alive?
What the hell? That Ricky had like 3 health.
I got
Get
it.
him
I'm
still.
Getting gone on still. Getting chased.
He has blink.
Maybe the maiden.
I can't go. I'm too low right now.
Oh, that's alright. That's alright.
So I think I'm gonna go Tranks.
Get out of here. Did they word a triangle already?
Oh my
jump.
god.
I'm jump.
Leaving. Sorry.
That's all of them.
Shit. 10 seconds for ulti.
I'm super dead.
Uh,
Back.
Kill the axe. Please kill the axe.
please.
Please kill the axe.
What?
Aw.
We takes it's just save your buddy syndrome right now.
Yeah.
I tried to run, but Ricky blink striked me.
I think we really need like BKBs.
I'm getting mine.
Yeah.
I had to finish Hurricane Bike so I could get out of the
Yeah.
Ricky Cloud. Can we fight though? Can we fight, please? I want to defend that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keeping.
Oh,
Hang on. Ricky's
Wanna
not
smoke?
there.
smoking?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me finish this camp.
I'll draw them mid.
Yeah.
One mid.
One that person.
I don't care
should-
about that one very much.
Well, do we have vision for Ricky? Because I don't have dust.
I have.
I do. I've done.
He's TPing. He's TPing.
Want to go on this, Zach?
Busted. Ricky's
Yeah, if we catch Ricky, yeah, go for
Yeah, he's
Ricky.
right here.
Oh, what the heck? I'm getting gone on. Dude, that sucks.
I don't think we can fight anymore without BKBs.
We can't.
Like we would need to get the jump
We're
on them.
just slowed and stunned the entire time.
Yeah.
And silenced.
We can't get off any spells either in the smoke cloud.
I probably shouldn't be fighting without my ulti anyway.
Yeah.
My fault.
They have sentries right here.
That's a fight. I'm gonna get BKB.
So CM.
I got
Ogre.
10 seconds
and
for
Enchantress
Epi.
are all mid.
Corner you, Zach.
Coming.
This is bad. I don't have
Alright.
my ult anymore. Just back out if we can. I need to get out, or else I'm gonna get gone on by the
Right
Ricky.
here.
Get Ricky.
Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't leave.
Fucking goddamn it.
Backing.
Do not fight. Do not fight. You need to run.
Run.
Get out, Ethan.
Wait. Yeah, I lose so much from
You
the
should have
mana
backed
burn.
right away, though. You should have, like, right when I started getting gone on right here, like, just run. If my ulti's done, we need to. There's no fight.
What the fuck?
Oh. Run. Try to play under vision. Ricky is a DD also.
Hobbs.
He's gonna be kind of. Oh, it's the other side.
They're in our triangle. Oh, that's nice. Take it?
Yeah. Did you want it? Or did you get it?
Yeah. No, I didn't get it. You took it.
Oh, sorry.
Fine.
I killed CM. Oh no, never mind. I went to CM. Sorry.
We're gonna have to defend high ground in a moment. We're gonna have to try to bait. Do not stand in front of the tower, because they're gonna jump if you stand in front. Stand back behind the rack. Like, they can jump very far. The axe.
Yeah.
Get ready. We need it. There it is.
Dude. You're silenced the whole time.
Oh,
Nice.
they're not as strong as I thought they were.
Pretty sure that Ricky has ages.
No,
Does anybody have a stun?
What the?
Damn. Jesus Christ.
Hmm. After BKB, I'll have to try to build a halberd, I think.
You need a 4-staff. You already have one. Yeah, you're fine. I think it's gonna be there.
Be careful, they're all off the map. I don't know where they might be. Oh, they got the Tormentor.
They just took their Tormentor.
Yeah.
I have BKB. They're right here. They're dewarding.
Okay.
I'm getting
On
out.
start?
I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. No, no, get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Run to high ground.
I'm dead. I got my ult now.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's still going. Stop. God damn it.
Nice. All right,
Yeah,
that worked
the
out.
trade? Fuck yeah, baby.
20 seconds on my ulti.
Ricky's silence is so fucking annoying.
Yeah. Just got my BKB.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be relying on. Should I go BKB or Eon? Because I have
You
full
got.
stuff already.
Yeah. I think Eon's good for you, just so that you can guarantee getting off that ult.
Yeah, because that's my thinking. That's all I need.
Getting off the ult and sigil's huge.
You mean the Ice Fire?
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Remember they warded.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're gonna get jumped.
Unfortunate.
Oh, sucks. All right, you'll be back by the time they get up the high ground.
I have buyback too.
The good thing is that they really do not have good tower hitting.
I
We
want
have
to get
really
my
good tower
item.
defense.
I need to grab my
Yeah.
item. I need to grab an item from the secret spot, but I can't get there. I have to go to theirs.
They're spread out. We could pick off one of them and then
Yeah, maybe. Oh, ogre's kind of tough.
Ogre's a tough kill. But
They got my
Let's see.
courier.
Enchantress is far away.
Want to smoke and go
yeah,
after
let's
him?
we should go after a kill. Come smoke over here.
I mean, let me shoot this cramp really quick, or this wave.
Enchantress is in our triangle, looks like.
Yeah, if we
Or,
can get
not
one of
our
you guys
triangle,
over
our
here.
jungle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't jump Ricky. Oh, maybe we can jump Ricky.
Ricky's a hard
Oh,
kill because I don't have vision right now.
Okay,
except for
okay,
one
okay. You
time.
don't have dust.
I have dust.
Then let's
I
go
don't want.
here. We have to take our triangle, right? Wait, we're in a bad spot.
It's already bad.
Here, here, here.
Oh my god.
Alright, break. That's bad. Let's get out.
Where's BKB? I don't think they're gonna want to fight again anyway until they get their BKB back. I didn't use my BKB, but Epi's down, but it's a 83-second
Yeah,
cooldown.
not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
CM on mid.
1 minute for Epi. Oh. If we see Axe, we can definitely focus him now that he has no BKB also.
He's gonna jump me right
Ricky's,
here, I
Ricky's
think.
also not here.
I mean, if you can catch somebody, go.
Yeah.
Ricky's not here.
Enchantress is in.
He's
triangle.
here. Ricky's here. Ricky's here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get him off. And get him off. No, we're dead.
An absolute wrench.
Crazy.
I mean, we need to get spells off. If I get jumped like that, just throw whatever you have at Axe. They die if I get my ulti off. Just wait for me to be alive. Don't fight. Wait for me to be alive. 15 seconds. Okay, we can fight. I have my ult.
Take out the creeps.
It's this one.
There's nothing you can do at this point. Alright, well, that sucked.
Indeed. I'm
All
gonna go
good.
to bed, lads.
Alright, broski.
And
Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
peace.
Is it stuck at connecting the game coordinator for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't ever even come back.
I'm not. Yeah. Let me see if I reconnect. What happens? Oh, no, nothing. Hang on. I'm gonna log off and see if that helps it. Maybe it needs to update. Oh, updates disabled.
What the hell? That's
Hmm.
crazy.
Let me Google it.
They went to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That,
I'm streaming, and then when he
Huh?
started going, when his friend Michael, when his about the ape stuff,
yeah, that was.
Oh.
I was like, I don't want all 5 subs.
I don't want to not be able to put this up on YouTube.
Yeah, I think Dota 2 is goofy right now.
Yeah, I think so too. What the hell? Hang on.
There's
Just wait for that.
Let me go on Reddit.
Yeah, there's a whatchamacallit update.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's an update?
Yeah, pretty good one.
Why does it say update disabled?
Well, because they're literally adding the new patch, like another patch, 736A.
Okay. Wonder what they're nerfing already.
They've made a
No,
bunch
it
of
looks like a lot of
fixes,
fixes. Yeah, it's a lot of hot fixes.
like interaction stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what people said.
I just fucking every time I just go on Reddit, I just fucking hate it.
Oh yeah, same here.
Cause that wicked player guy I first saw, or whoever posted the Dota 2 thing about the update now, he used to be like popular on the CS:GO because he would always post when there's an update.
Yeah.
We can wait until it stops acting funky. Oh, there it is. You want to get in and out or something in the meantime?
Sure.
All right,
Yeah, give me a double
But-
double.
I got you.
Yeah,
You want just a burger? Or do you want fries?
Well, I want you, baby. Does fries come with that shake, Zach?
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I think EK
At least
needed
Marty's
to
friend is.
be a lot earlier.
He's still learning. He's getting
Oh, yeah,
better
no, no.
though. I think
I was
he.
trying to like passively hint
Mhm.
at that by saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm building
need BKBs."
BKB as a
Yeah.
position 4 Sand King."
Yeah, he was trying to get his Manta because that's like so key for
Yeah,
DK right
no,
now.
no,
but
he had it, but then afterwards, I think he was going for like Sanjin Yasha or something.
I don't think there was enough time in the game for him to get a BKB just because there was like no farm on the map for him really. I figured because I was like, all right, if Dean's going Weaver and we have a DK, I need to pick something that like
I mean, SK.
does damage. No, our carry was DK.
Oh, DK. I heard CK.
No, or yeah, DK. I was like, we need something with a lot of damage, like magic, like something. So I was like, okay, Muerta works here. And then at that point, he just didn't have there was nowhere on the map for him to really farm efficiently, because I was like, I needed to give him the lane, I think. or like when there's lane creeps, like just give it to him, and then I would hit jungle camps because he had no way to farm jungle camps. But then again, we were also very active very early on. The game was like there's brawls.
Yeah.
He's getting better. He just does that like pause when a fight starts, and then like pauses, and then he stuns. But I mean, he's for being brand new, he's not bad. He's actually decent.
Yeah.
He plays. He's very at least smart with his his positioning because he never really got caught out, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely. I mean, I never played with him, but
Yeah.
you could certainly see it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll probably be back on in a bit.
Yeah.
Dean.
I'm definitely
Be
gonna
back.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't ever remember them being out of cards, like just completely out of cards before.
Yeah. Welcome. Well, you went from North Carolina to Los Angeles. That's like
even here. I mean, I've had 3 years here. I don't remember them being completely everywhere out of cards. It's like paper towels. I guess just because everybody's at home, everybody's buying cards this year and mailing.
You
Yeah,
think
it
they have
was a-
coronavirus cards? You think they have a get well soon cards?
Get well from.
Yeah.
What,
should
is
make
it just got Bill Gates looking to hug you?
Those would all be in stock, believe me. There aren't enough.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This whole thing is just chaos. Just chaos. And now we got all this wonderful stuff going on, but everything we've been telling you for 5 years. 5 years on this show, even though the show is only 3 years old, but for 5 years, we've been so right we added 2 years. That's how right this show is. My baby's crying over the fact that you guys have been calling me a crazy person. Right? They only know the truth. My babies don't even know what MSM fucking lies are. They only get straight truth, no GMO food in this household, okay?
Your babies are going to be a real experiment in that because they're not, you're right, they're not going to know anything about, they're going to be like, what's CNN?
What's CNN? Right?
That's going to be
It's just
interesting.
like, what do you mean listen to your politicians? They can go kiss dicks, dude, right? Guys, a lot of great stuff is going on. I mean, first of all, Johnny, tell us about Broken Simulation real quick. How great am I on that?
You're so good. If you think he's good on this, watch him on Broken Simulation because he's 5 times as good on that.
Dude, I bring all my stories from the week. I break shit down. It's in depth. It's a little something different from Sam.
Yeah, if you want to
Tripoli,
watch it, it's youtube.com/Sam Tripoli Comedy. It's also in podcast form anywhere you consume podcasts.
And it's got a Patreon.
It does
Right?
got a Patreon.
Yeah, Broken Simulation.
Right now, it's my mom and Johnny's mom are our Patreons.
No,
right now,
people are signing up. It's good.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We're just trying to make a difference in our community. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with the stripper and cocaine in Espanol podcast? How's that going?
It's going tonight again.
You guys really are freedom fighters.
Yeah, well, we need the strip clubs back open. George is dying. I know strip club regulars that are dying for the strip club to be open.
You know, dude, as a new father and just like what it goes through, my heart goes out to all those single mothers who can't make any of that, like, champagne room cash right now because our lizard people governors have shut this all down. Let the single mothers dance.
Yeah, let them dance. They need money. The kids need money. They're not going to school. They got to hear the mom.
Oh, that's so great, dude. That's so great. I would
Education from a stripper.
That should be a YouTube channel. Stripper moms doing homeschooling. I would watch that forever. Forever. That'd be the best channel. Everybody be happy. Dad, we learned something, right? I mean, it's I would watch stripper homeschool forever. Guys, check out Broken Simulation. Check out George Perez stories. Those are great shows. And, I mean, there's so much going on. So much. Obama gate is exploding right now, which will, dude, once people come to grips with that will eventually lead to everyone realizing Debbie Wasserman Schultz put a hit out on Seth Rich, hired 2 MS-13 guys, and guess what happened to those guys? They're dead now, too. It's unbelievable, dude. All we do is win, 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 no matter what on this podcast. How come the listenership of this podcast isn't 7 billion? I mean, where else are you going to get that straight truth? Nowhere. Right?
Here, only here.
Only here, dude. I mean, we're not the first of it, but I feel like we're the beginning of something really big. And I got all these other podcasts coming at me, like acting like, trying to start rap wars with me, rap beats.
Oh, really?
You know?
Is that happening?
Oh, yeah. All these podcasts start popping up on people, and they don't realize this is what I do. I'm dead on the inside. I kill hecklers, keep my teeth white. That's what I do, okay? And these guys pop off on me. You're like, dude, if tinfoil hat's Eminem, you're a SoundCloud rapper, okay? Check yourself.
Fucking Nick Cannon.
I'm so tired of these troll holstros going on here. People trolling just to get viewers. And, I'm sure it works a little bit, but then you end up, like, fucking crashing and burning because no one likes an asshole. Just shits on them.
I don't know. I don't know if you heard about that little kid, that's 6'9". He's the biggest asshole. He's trolling the world, and he's getting so much fucking fame. He got like, I think he had 2 million people watching him on his at
Is that
one
the
time.
Asian guy?
No, that's the guy with the rainbow hair.
Oh,
Tattoos on his
Takashi?
face. Yeah, he's out now.
He's back?
He's back. New song and everything.
And like some people are like, yeah, he's back from where he was like when he got accused of molesting children and snitching on everybody. Yay! I'm glad that got taken care of, and now we can get back to listening to his overdubbed music. Listen, dude. Dude, if there's any part of this that's hard, it's knowing that I am trying to save the retarded. You know? I feel like I'm trying to save the retarded and nobody appreciates it. Guys, if you love that witty commentary, you know, you can thank our good friends at Manscaped, everybody. That's right, Manscaped. Guys, them Raiders of the Lost Ark, she just whacking vines trying to find the treasure. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, Bill Maher's getting in trouble talking about his big dong. I got 6 inches. I can't stop shutting up about it. Okay, and I need all 6 of those inches. Okay, and thanks to Manscaped, I know. And the patented high performance. You remember that anti-Semitism when I was talking about that? I love how nobody talks about that. Johnny knows about it because it haunts his nightmares.
Oh, those girls are hot though. I don't blame you. Those girls are hot. Armenian chicks.
They are hot. They're smoke
yeah.
shows. Kosher chicks are great, man. But one person came to defend me out of nowhere, and she started talking about the Pessars, so she knew how to get my attention. Please welcome to the show, Mel Krell. How are you, Mel?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Mel,
I'm
tell us
stuck
a
in
little.
Manhattan.
I love you very much. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being part Jewish, coming and defending me when people are just saying dumb stuff, taking stuff out of context. That was a debate show. And even though I like Adam Green, I think he's a nice guy. I think he was stating stuff right out of Talmud, okay?
Yeah.
It was
So
the
it's
debate
called
show.
uneducated and not doing any research.
Okay,
That's
I would love to have a debate between you two. I need to do more debate shows.
Yeah, it would be quite the debate. I was yelling at the screen. Okay.
I love that. But the problem is if we did have a debate, no one would listen to it. They would just hear one clip that Adam said, and they would try to tarnish all of us as hating people. This is a simple show, man. I'm a well-written, multi-layered dick joke comic who loves people, okay? I don't ever come outside of male feminists, okay? There's nobody that no group I will ever hate. Them and child molesters. Those are the groups that I will 100% hate, okay? I'm all about love. But I want you to tell us a little bit about you, how you got into this whole movement. And, you know, we've talked a little bit, and I can tell you're very passionate about it, and I'm super excited to have you on. So tell them how you kind of got into the Free Thinkers Society.
Okay. Well, I've always been a free thinker. I grew up with a bunch of free thinkers. But Thanksgiving 2017, my parents are in Palm Beach, and I'm sitting talking to this 90-year-old retired judge, and he asked me if I knew anything about QMAP. And I said, no, what are you talking about? And he said, go check it out, talk to me tomorrow. And that was the beginning. And I started reading it and getting it. And from everything I already knew and researched, I already understood it. I've always been a big history fan, trying to figure out how the Holocaust actually happened and why. So, you know, I like codes. I like things like that. And then as time went on, and I was in LA for 14 years. And as soon as the Epstein stuff dropped, my head exploded. I couldn't believe how many people, not only that I worked for, but that I dated, that were on that island on that crazy weekend that we know from the calendar is a satanic ritual weekend, which we know what goes on there. But I started getting really freaked out at how close I've been to true evil all these years without knowing it. Kind of like that stunt guy in the movie Out of Shadows.
In the Out of the Shadows, you know.
Right.
It is crazy, man.
I know. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my, how is this possible? I didn't know. And then you start putting things together and it's like, oh, I remember that trip I wasn't invited on. And I remember over that. They're not going to
Well,
invite
you know,
me.
real quick, the key to keeping a satanic pedophile network, you know, they call them secret societies for a reason. They're secret. They don't
Yes.
tell you. That's
And they
that's
knew
my
it.
biggest problem with everybody in the community is they don't understand that, like, no matter where you go in Hollywood, there's some dark art shit. Dude, you can go to a Taco Bell down the street and they'll tell it, like, somebody that worked there ended up like, I mean, like, dude, literally they had like there was, I forget where it was in Texas, but like this chicken store, this chicken restaurant had like underground railroads to
I know, I saw
like,
that. Kentucky Fried Chicken was
people
closed.
just don't get like what part of secret society they don't
Right.
understand.
Right.
They just don't get it.
And
So
I
that's
lived
why
up
you
in
didn't
Laurel
know, because they
Canyon.
don't tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff up in Laurel Canyon. I lived up there. It's really fucked up. I mean,
I got something to ask you. Sorry, I got something to ask you. You said that you didn't get invited. Is there something you think you did that got you not to invited? Like, did they?
Yeah, I think they knew that I would say something. I think they, I mean, it was my boss, and I saw her on the list. They knew that I would be like, what the fuck are you? There's no way I would have gone along with any of it. I also don't get like crazy drunk and high and do whatever the hell they do with the blood. Like they just, I wasn't somebody that they knew that my moral compass was not going to go away because I was on an island hidden from sight. But
I mean, dude, I hear very famous stories of, you know, Epstein after his conviction is having like lunches with a bunch of New York City comedians, and I didn't ask who it was. I mean,
you know who it is.
it's a weird shit thing, man. It's like a
But
very
selling their
weird.
souls for fame instead of using their talent and you know wherewithal to earn it.
It just doesn't interest me. I'm very happy. If I could get the tinfoil hat shows to 100 more people, which is about 300, 350 show, I'm good, dude.
Right.
I'm good. I like, dude, the notion like having to be huge and do it just.
But who cares anymore? Who
I
cares
don't.
at this point? I mean, it's totally over. But you know what? This started when I was there in you know, the whole like when the gay mafia stuff came out, and it was so all the LGBT were so offended, but it really did happen. It really did happen that talent and you know earning it and working meant nothing. Diversity became what mattered, not talent or
Oh
art.
yeah, we see Jeff Bezos saying that he wants his workforce to be diverse. That way they never unionize, which
Well,
is, you know. And now this video comes out, and I'm going to do a Patreon on it tomorrow with Binky from the Propaganda Report, and we're going to break down that video of that young man getting shot. And you know, dude, I mean, there should be a trial, okay? But now we're starting to find out there's more to the story. And listen, dude, nobody should ever have the right to gun down somebody in the middle of the street. There was a lot more to it, and it was done purposefully to get us all to fight with each other. And that's what it's like. Diversity, that's our greatest thing. You live in New York, I live in LA. We could jump in a taxi or Uber that's driven by an Armenian, go to a nightclub, listen to urban music, okay? Jump in another taxi, go to a fucking taco shop, you know, and with our Asian girlfriend, right? It's just like the diversity is the best part, but it's weaponized.
right. Right. I mean, this is the same thing that happened with Trayvon. If anyone goes back and revisits it, there's $100 million lawsuit by the guy who's defending, who's prosecuting for the kid, that kid that like they attacked. I don't remember his name, but remember he was in D.C. and they said that he was like racist against the
That school and that Native American with no teeth came up playing the drums.
Yeah,
trying
that
to get
lawyer
us-
took on because now everything's come out with the Trayvon hoax book and movie.
Okay, all right, okay. Listen,
No,
we're gonna get into that in another day. Okay, another day.
Trump's on the same way. They said, "Oh, there's a tragedy. Let's exploit it and make it look like it was racial," when it really was.
Well, the funniest part was that they were trying to make it white and black, and then
Right.
it's like, dude, Zimmerman's Latino, and they're like, but I remember telling that to someone. I go, Zimmerman's a Latino. He's like, what? Doesn't matter. I'm like, it does matter.
Exactly.
It really does. You know, it's like you're saying a statement that's factually
and you see the guy, and he's like a little 5'7" little guy who like got his ass kicked and was defending his life. Whatever, that'll come out later. But the point is, as soon as there's a tragedy, good old Rahm Emanuel and his brother Colt.
Yeah, I mean,
jump
this
on it.
Obama gate is going to be huge,
No,
and
it's
it's
already
not
huge.
going away. But the interesting thing is how
They are
everybody's
trying to
like,
make it go away. They are trying to make it go away. If you go on Twitter, Obamagate literally has 1.15 million, and Trumpgate has not even a quarter of that, and it's trending higher. They're
yeah,
Twitter's
I
fucked.
do, and it's
Bullshit.
so obvious. Here's their only hope: they're going to shut down the internet at some point.
Right.
And something's going to happen. But our only hope is that data is king. So who
Also,
knows what's going to
only
happen?
Our only hope is us at this point. I don't even watch Fox News. I can't. I only watch people like you and 10 other people that I think are great. And that's
You
all
know
I
what's so interesting is we're seeing them people talk about this is the greatest presidential scandal of all time. And I'm like, you know there was a president that was associated with 2 different assassination attempts on 2 different presidents, right? You know that, right? You know that guy flooded as head of the CIA, flooded this country with crack cocaine. You know that, right? You know
and
his
heroin
son.
heroin too. Heroin.
You know,
Big
I
deal.
mean, like, you know that there was a guy called Woodrow Wilson who like brought in the Federal Reserve in like a thief in the night on Christmas Eve. Like,
Well,
I mean,
this is a good segue to the Paysor family, is it not?
I love it. I love it. The guest is like, okay, let's get back on track, Sam. Let's get back on track. Yes, let's get
No,
it.
because
Johnny,
what you're
do I
saying
sound
right now
okay?
is very important to the
Yeah,
Paysor.
you're good, Sam. Yeah.
Okay. So I've been wanting to do a Paysar episode for a while, ever since Q dropped the P, and that sent me down this rabbit hole. And what's very interesting is how hard it is to find information on this family. And I'll tell you, it's almost like the black nobility. Good luck finding any information on either. I mean, like, dude, it's so hard to find, and it took forever to get anybody to come on and talk black nobility, and it's taken forever to get anybody to talk. Is it Paysar
What do
or
you think that is? You
Pasar?
think that's fear? You think it's fear?
I think it's just what we're seeing with
It is hard to find. I did so much digging, like all the way back to like books from the 1700s. I
right.
just got
It's
obsessed with it.
impossible because
I couldn't believe what I was reading.
It's 1984. It is the Department of Propaganda. They go back and they just wipe out things. Like find me any article that actually talks about when the NYPD chief talked about what he saw on Anthony Weiner's laptop. You can't find it. You can't find it anywhere. It has been wiped off, and I know I read it when it was coming out. I read it, and if
It was
you
like
don't
the Eric
think it's
Prince.
real,
Eric Prince came out. You remember Eric Prince came out, and
Yeah.
he's the one. It was like the only other voice being like. And now Sidney Powell is always thought, where is that laptop anyway? This is totally crazy.
well,
Anyone
what
that's on
happened?
that laptop,
Well, you know, here's the whole thing: how you know that story's real, and we'll
Right.
get back.
No.
Is it Paysar or Pasar?
I call it Paysar, but
Okay.
it doesn't really matter.
This is how you know it's real. Is because why would Comey open up the investigation that close to Hillary doing a victory lap?
Because he had no choice.
Because he had no choice. Because the New York PD made him do it. Now,
And now
how many of those guys that are involved with that are dead? Like 8?
Nine of 12. But are they dead? I don't know. I read the Q death pages. A little suspicious that some of those people are not dead. I hope not. I hope Cappy's not dead, but I hope a lot of the other ones are. And I can't imagine that all those cops killed. I mean, they didn't kill. I hope some of them are in witness protection. It doesn't make any sense. How's it possible?
I hope you are true, but it does. I mean, like the one police chief had a month till retirement and he offs himself. Come on.
How about the Shermans? It was a murder-suicide. Now we find out it was a straight-up murder. And
Well,
they
yeah, but
they
that's
own
interesting because
hydrochloroquine.
we talked about this before. They were involved in Haiti, and everybody involved in Haiti, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them are
Well, yeah,
dead.
and a lot of the whistleblowers are dead. Remember that guy came to talk to Trump a few weeks later, dead. You know.
Yeah.
So
So let's
this
get
gets
into the
it.
Pacers. Who are they?
Okay, so through all my research, and I like David Icke and all these people, Mark Dice. I went through their stuff. I went through a lot of records, and basically, this is my opinion. Anyone can dig for themselves. I don't want to get attacked, but this is my opinion of from everything I've read, which is a lot. And like you said, it's very hard to find. Anyway, uh, Daniel Paysor is really the son of Marie Antoinette and Louis the 16th. Is it Louis the 16th? Okay. And anyway, when they had their heads chopped off in
Yeah,
a
this is
war,
back when the elites had to pay a price, which was
Right.
a very interesting time because, you know, things started changing right around then. If you even go all the way to Mussolini, when they hung Mussolini, the elites go, whoa,
hey,
this
hey,
is like
it's gonna
we could
connect
lose
to the
our heads.
Pesos. It's gonna connect to the Pesos.
Oh shit.
Ready? So what you're talking about is here's what happened. So the rumor, I think it's true, is that the child was 2 years old. He was the heir apparent. See, LC would be King Louis, right? And anyway, the story as it goes is that King George, who was in bed with the financial side of the Illuminati, or whatever you want to call them, I hate calling them that because it's off-putting. But anyway, he took the 2-year-old child from prison and exchanged it with a different child who was deaf and mute. Okay. And that child was in England and then sent to given stock in Virginia Company. His name
Okay,
was
so real quick, we jumped over a lot of stuff here. So this son named David, right? He's under house arrest by the
He's
Freemasons.
Lewis.
What?
Lewis. She said Lewis.
Oh,
The
his
son
name-
was the next King Louis.
okay, so his name was
heir.
Lewis, and they changed his name. Okay, so
Yes.
Lewis is under house arrest by the Freemasons.
Right.
They slip out his brother, which sounds shady as shit
I
to
know,
me.
I know. I can't find anything on the brother.
You know, but the brother was supposedly mentally handicapped or something along the lines of that. They switch him out. They get him to England where he's under royal protection.
King George. Yeah.
King George. When he turns what, 19, they
Yes.
decide to send him to America.
Right.
And he basically went there with what? The equivalent
He
of like
went
$50
there
million?
Well, King George gave him a ship, 800 acres of land, and he went with a guy whose last name was Paysor. They changed his name to Bayshore, and they sent him over as Daniel Paysor. So they come over to Virginia, and they start buying up land and building the railroads with that
That's
money.
how it starts, man. They decide they got to start building a railroads. And, you know, like the railroads.
Because
Like
then they
people,
own the land.
like it was the, you know, the flying of that day. The people couldn't fly back then, so
Right.
everybody was using the rail system.
Right. And that's how you
And think
transfer
about
goods.
this: we didn't have highways until
Right.
much later.
Right.
So everybody was traveling through.
Right.
Just think about that, man. We didn't have highways.
No. And these people cornered the market in transportation of goods and services. Remember, originally it was so this is the Virginia Company. Originally, railroads were wood, but then guess who starts the first big steel company? The Paysor, Daniel Paysor. Now, what happens then? What else does he start? He starts the first fertilizer company. He owns all the big Lancaster cotton.
Oh yeah, there's a
Starts
list
all
of
the
like
mills.
everything that the Paysor family owns.
Right. Now their name is Paysor, but a lot of people there knew. And this anyway, so the old elder Paysor dies, okay? But he has 3 daughters, and they split it up. Now, Daniel Paysor leaves everything. One son of his died, Adam, and the other one, apparently, Louis Cass Paysor is the one that really built the entire railroad system, the entire cotton, fertilizer. They bought lots of forests, and they also made it that they owned 15 miles north and south or east and west of the railroad tracks that they had. So then you go into the next phase of their. First of all, you have to remember this is the French monarchy. These aren't Americans. These aren't
people
Americans.
don't realize that, dude. It's the French
Monarchy.
royal family.
Right. Exactly. That's how they had unlimited money and resources and knowledge and ability. Okay.
And you combine that with the British royal family.
Right. Well, that's going to come to the. Well, a lot of people don't know that D.C. is a corporation, just like the Vatican is a corporation, just like the City of London is a corporation.
Which is
They
my
have
whole
nothing to do
theory
with
that we're just Jesuit. These are all, and I include Israel into this.
I do too, but
Jesuit.
Israel's a weird. I'll get there because my big thing with you was I was saying, the misconception is about the Rothschilds is very people bought into a total con when it comes to anti-Semitism and those people. So
we'll get into that because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
So
But it is my belief that like I was told by somebody, and if you tell me something, I'm going to assume it's real. Is that the Vatican owns like 60% of Israel? Somebody was telling me.
Well,
like a huge
who owns the
chunk.
Vatican? Who owns the Vatican?
That's
The
the whole thing.
Rothschilds own the Vatican. They bought the
Well,
Vatican.
hold on. I believe the Vatican.
1832. The Rothschilds bought the Vatican.
Well, so that's a contention that Adam Green was talking about well, who controls the Vatican?
The
But it
Rothschilds.
is my belief that it is even beyond that black nobility above that, and that the Rothschilds are just an extension of another of what we're seeing right here is that these guys rebrand themselves. So it's like Rothschilds are only I forget the name of the one of the 13 bloodlines, which goes back to what I'm saying is that and we'll get into that part. I know you want to talk about, but it's much greater than who runs. I just think the Vatican is Rome, and Rome was Egypt, and Egypt was the city of Atlantis.
Well, the Merchant of Venice. Don't forget, that's where all banking started. This loan and debt meant like hell we live in. That's all based on debt and interest. Is a farce. It's a farce. Anyway, back to so Rothschild really means. First of all, it's a made-up name. It means red shield. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Which is interesting because if you take a look at the Red Cross, right?
Wow.
They own that too.
Yeah.
So okay. So the Pacers give the daughters, the father, Louis Cass Pacor, his attorney and everything was this guy Leroy Springs, who was also one of the 13 or 12 families, 13 being the Pacors. And he's a Rothschild. Springs is the name. It was Springsteen. They came over. They were given land in New Jersey and New York. Well, this guy takes over the entire Louis Cass Pacor Trust. At this point, they're playing around with hiding companies like they do now. Like if you look at Nexium or Epstein, they have their parent company or trust, and then like 200 companies underneath that run by different trustees that we think are the CEOs, and they're not. They're just trustees. The owner to this day of all of these corporations is still the original owners, which are descendants of the French monarchy.
I'm going to add a link to this page I found. It's called reignsofheaven.org, and they just list all of the
I know,
holdings.
I saw it.
It is like every rail company they basically own,
No
every
idea.
one of them.
Exxon, Standard Oil, GM. I mean, it's nuts. But people don't know, and this is really where the real
Bank of Hell Springs, the Bank of Charleston. I mean, all these banks they own. First National Bank. It's just like Bank of
everything. And they have a
Richmond.
monopoly on our energy. They own the entire energy grid. PG&E. Remember the fires in California? Who owns PG&E? The same parent company. So this is from my research. But the point is that the Pacor Trust is an irrevocable trust, and it was done under some maritime law, not our law of America. So our government cannot audit it. So because of this crazy trust that they did, and it was a forever trust. But then a lot of the leases for the railroads were 99-year trusts, which then expired in 1993, conveniently while George Bush Sr. was in office. And George Bush Sr. changed the entire Cass Louis Cass Pesor Trust into a new company called Seed, CEDE and Company. CEDE and Company owns America. Okay, and I'm sure you know that the
How do you
Fed,
spell that? CE.
CEDE and Company. Okay, so it's all the same people. Okay, it's all. This is the craziest part is you go through it and it's all the same people. And they
Okay, so
also-
real quick before you can move on, they own, here's some miscellaneous companies that they own. Okay, Standard Oil, Exxon, right?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep, they own our entire grid, which is I think why Trump put in the executive order about the grid last week. It's getting hot, you know. And but here's the thing about them. Guess who else they own? They own the Federal Reserve. Okay. We in
That is
America
crazy. They
have no
own
money.
the Federal Reserve.
Yes, yes. And they are the only true, because anyone that trades an IPO or whatever, they know they have to sign a contract. Well, it's a really long contract that has lots of conflicting stuff on it, but at the end of the day, everything, including mortgages, goes right back to them. So this is still this trust that nobody can investigate. Okay. Now President Jackson tried, and it's the same people just now, and you know, they intermarry. They don't leave
They own General Motors,
everything. You don't, it's crazy.
Cadillac.
Yeah. But aren't we all told that certain people, CEOs, chairmen, they're not
General Electric.
They don't have any power, the people that run these companies. It's all run by this trust. And then they spread out these companies. So anyway, George Bush, Sr., after the 99-year leases ended for the railroads and the banks and everything, started this Seed and Company, which is the only company that really owns anything on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. And they have the DTC and DTCC, and these are deposit companies that are the only people that can deposit or withdraw from the stock exchange.
According to this, the Charleston, Cincinnati, Chicago Railroad Company is the Federal Reserve.
Right, owned by
The
Louis
Passar
Cass
family.
Pesor Trust.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So here's the real screwing us. And it's not just us. These are they have banks all over the world that they control, 184 banks. But here's the truth is that they own it's like type A stock, it's called, on the stock exchange. And that's the owners and those are the voters. Only they say like 5% of ownership in these companies is traded on the stock exchange.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Everything
LC
else is
Passar
profit.
owns 9/10 of all preferred shares, share issue of each of these 45,000, and the rest of the world owns 5,000
There you go.
shares of issued stock.
That's it. And remember, they also own the Federal Reserve Bank. Okay? So where do we pay our taxes? To the Federal Reserve Bank, not to the America. So we put, you know, we donate, we pay our taxes. We think it's going to help the homeless in America. It's going to, you know, feed this person. It's going to clean up this, that. None of our money is going anywhere but to the private bank of the Federal Reserve. Now, the thing that happens is because they control our debt, no matter how much money we pay in taxes, there's like trillions of dollars in the Federal Reserve. We're never, ever, ever going to pay off that debt, and they know that. So everything that we put into every tax that they take and give to the Federal Reserve is going towards interest on our national debt. None of it is going back to the people. None of it. Okay. So then the other thing is, if you connect all this, they've also gotten to a point where the last 3 presidents played along. They were involved, and they started setting up foundations, as you know, the Rockefellers, the Rockefeller Foundation.
Real quick before we get into that, I want to say something. So there is a notion that the Rockefellers and even the Rothschilds are just basically desk jockeys for the Passar family.
Exactly.
And that they basically prop, in particular the Rockefellers,
Right.
prop them up.
Right.
so that they
And
become
why?
the face of something that they. Now you got to understand something about these bazaars. The truth, the belief is that they have children and they don't even register them.
Right.
There's no registry of them. There's no
Right.
actual evidence of a public record of these people existing.
Right.
Why-
This
why
is
would
where
you
it
do
gets
that?
complex because, now we get into the satanic Illuminati side of things.
Why would you do that, XG?
Yeah, is it so that you can't trace them? Because I
So you
Yeah.
can't trace them. You don't know who they are because they don't want anyone to know. I mean,
Right.
I'm 47 years old. I just found out about the Tsar family in
On Q.
2019.
Right. Because remember CIA dropped that the bloodlines of the Illuminati until the CIA dropped it on their site about a year ago. I always thought like, yeah, whatever, And then that was for us to do some digging. They can't tell us everything, so that's when I started. But basically, the thought in the 13 Council, which is the 13 families, 12 families with the Pacers at the top, they believe that the Pacer bloodline is the bloodline of from the Garden of Eden of Eve and the serpent. Okay,
So Eve, it's always been my thought that, Eve was hitting it on the side.
well, that's their thought too. Of course, it sounds disgusting, but anyway,
Is that how we get lizard people? Half human,
I
half.
can't even go there without that's like one level too far. But yeah. So basically, and like Neon Revolt had a good article on this. It doesn't matter if we believe it. We obviously think it's ludicrous, but they do, and that's the problem. So anyway, the Pacers at the top of the Illuminati chain, according to all this stuff, because they're believed to be the true descendants of Satan and Eve. So they are supposed to be the people that create the Antichrist.
These
in their
hoes
bloodline.
ain't loyal.
No. So so anyway, but also then you think about it. Adam and Eve had two kids. Cain killed Abel. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are Canaanites. There were tribes. It goes all the way to there. There were tribes in Israel. The Canaanites hate God. They feel like God sent the serpent slash Lucifer, Satan, Moloch, whatever you want to call him, out of the Garden of Eden because of what happened. Well, they hate God, and their whole religion is based on destroying God and God's people, and it ties in today, crazy enough. But so the Pacers are the special people because they are supposed to be the one bloodline that will produce the Antichrist that will then bring the apocalypse, and then they can live their Georgia Guidestone life. They then the Georgia Guidestones become important. So basically, it doesn't matter if we don't believe it. There's so much evidence, and if it's on the CIA site and it's here, there, and everywhere, and it only came out now, it has something to do with Trump because they needed to get somebody in there like Trump that was an outsider that didn't care because all these other people are related. The Bushes are related. They have bloodlines of that they say, Lincoln and Clinton and all these. They can trace them back to different families. They all intermarry because not just because of money, but because they believe that their bloodlines are superior to ours. So
I couldn't agree more. And here's the whole thing, dude. Kennedys are bloodlines.
Right.
They say that
JFK Jr.
Lincoln
went
is a
rogue.
Rothschild.
Yeah, but I think JFK Jr. went rogue, and that's why they killed him. He was because so was Onassis, and then not JFK Jr., JFK Sr. and his brother didn't want to go. They wanted to give the power back to the people, and they were murdered. And then the truth is, some of these people, like Abraham Lincoln, is a Rothschild, but his father. But the truth is, he didn't believe in it. You have a choice. You always have free will because God gave you free will. But if you grow up believing that God is the problem and Satan is the answer, then that's what you believe. And they say, "Oh, money's the root of all evil." No, love of money is the root of all evil.
I believe that when we're talking Satanism, we're talking Saturn worship.
Yeah.
Satanism, in my humble opinion, is a psyop that was created to take the best of what is like ancient knowledge or Hinduism is like the oldest of the religions, and that And the whole idea is possibly we live in a realm and there's immortal gods and mortal gods, and we're here to learn lessons so that we can transcend to mortal gods. And what they did is they took the best of that religion and they took the worst
Right.
of their religion and
Right.
they put them together. Nobody would ever look at that. And there's only one reference to Lucifer in the Bible, and it's about him falling from the sky.
Right.
And they took all that and they put it into something, and then we see,
They turned it
there's
upside down.
Aleister Crowley Black Magic, and then there's what's his name, the bald guy that started Satanism. What's his
Anton.
I know.
Anton LaVey.
Right.
Anton LaVey. It's so obvious a psyop. It's so obvious that it's just it's like, you know what Satanism is, dude? It's just beta cuck anarchists who are just like lazy. They're just and they just want to do their Dungeons and Dragons bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, but it gets dangerous because they actually believe that they're superior to humanity. They don't consider themselves the same as you and
That's
I.
what
They
I'm saying,
consider
dude.
themselves-
Saturnists are this level of people, and they believe in doing all this dark art stuff. And then Satanists are just like, yeah, look at us. We're going to go listen to The Cure, and we're going to put spells on people. I'm going to put a spell on the jock that banged my girlfriend in high school. They're just dorks, dude. And
Well, that's the thing about all these people. Look at the dude from Nexium. Who in God's name would follow that guy? And I almost tripped and fell into Scientology yeah, everyone does in LA at some point. You're
I never did.
You know,
I knew that was
you were down,
crazy out the gate.
in Beechwood Canyon, and you didn't know you were talking to one of them, and suddenly you're invited to the Celebrity Center for
Nobody invited me. I think they instantly
I
knew
got invited
it
to
was
that.
never going to happen.
Work out well.
My dad used to have a Scientology book, and I was like, "What the hell's this crap?"
Dianetics?
Yeah, Dianetics, and I'm like,
Well,
"What do
don't
you?"
forget, Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard was a sci-fi writer, but he was obsessed with Aleister Crowley. So what's
Well, Aleister Crowley actually called Jack Parsons. Says, "Hey, dude, get away from L. Ron Hubbard." If Aleister Crowley's saying you're shady.
Totally. But but anyway, at this very top level, they all do this satanic stuff. But like you're saying, is it to control them? You know what I mean? Rather than
Well, it's like you said. If it
never
doesn't
get
matter
out.
if it's real or not, they believe it. It's like my opinion on Q is that the information's real, but what it represents, I don't know. We're seeing as it fold out, and we only know much down the line. But there is enough people that believe in this thing that now it is true. It's really happening. So I mean, whoever's putting it out, I don't know. But I also think it gets away from them after a moment that it becomes Frankenstein's monster. It's like, Dr. Frankenstein's created him, but at some point he realized he couldn't control it anymore.
Right,
And that's
exactly.
the internet to me.
Right. But the internet, good and bad, it's also the only reason we know about the Illuminati or the Pacers or any.
It's like
We would never.
it's kind of what they say. What we had a guest say before. It's like the internet allowed us to get the knowledge of the elites.
Right.
That we could never get before.
And what's so far, and so anyway, they say that all these families that are in the 13 families, they only intermarry, by the way. They don't marry outside. Remember I told you I dated somebody in the Illuminati, and I was like, well, now I know. I didn't then. And he told me that his marriage was arranged. And I was like 19. He was like in his 20s in New York. And I'm like, what do you mean?
He's married?
He had, but he had an arranged marriage. And I didn't put it together till years later that they're both offspring of these families.
So you're like his side chick?
Well, no, yeah, maybe. No, I didn't know that he had a fiance or anything. And then, this is so crazy. And then one day we're talking, and he said he was getting married on Saturday. And I'm like, I worked with him, but like, I thank God, it was early in the game, so I didn't get sucked in. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah. I'm married. And he told me who it was, and that she lives in France, and she was coming over, and they were getting married, and that was that.
Did you ever meet her, or is she probably hanging
Yeah,
out with
I know
Johnny's
her.
girlfriend?
No, I know her. She's in LA. She might be. They're divorced now. Yeah, that was a marriage to keep it in the family. But
yeah, that's to keep their bloodlines, and I think lizard people are just bad in the sack too, and they don't want anybody to know. They got no rhythm.
Well, when the thing came out about Harvey Weinstein's genitals, I was like, oh, That was horrifying. Can you imagine? What crazy satanic twisting was that about? You know?
So a big thing about the Passar family is
They protect
that they
them.
have so many companies, and the belief is that the CFR is simply their trust, where
Right.
all the people from
It
all
is.
these that run all these companies get
Right.
together and
Right.
decide what's going to happen with the world because
Right.
they own so much of
I
the
see.
world.
Right. I say that there's a correlation between the resignation list in Q and the CFR. Now this is more recent work of mine, but every company in the CFR is connected to a PACER owned company. Okay, which we now call Seed and Company. But okay, so here's the other thing about
So that's such a big revelation because for the longest
you
time,
couldn't find it. I know.
but no, we thought that these resignations had to do with like pedophilia or dark art stuff, and it does in a way. But I'm really starting to think this had
Fraud
more
and
to
theft
do
of the American people.
with
You
this
know?
had more to do with they knew this
Absolutely.
pandemic was coming. They knew this virus
Absolutely.
pandemic was coming,
Absolutely.
and half of them probably hate their job, so they quit earlier. But I think they saw that the writing on the wall.
Well, also, they're complicit in it because we've been told that if we're not globalists and we're not helping foreign countries that are starving, even though many people in our own country are homeless and starving. I'm in NYC. Where the hell's the money going? It's not going to the people. That's for damn sure. But now if we want to go to the CFR, all of those companies can be connected back to companies in that trust. And then there's also the media, but they own them too. So the next thing is that the globalist thing is really about, they tell you it's all for good. And if you read that, you want to vomit if you read the mission statement of any of these groups, the CFR, but World Health Organization, Trilateral Commission, they're all about that these elites, these people that are involved in this corporation, charity that brings them billions and billions and billions of dollars, God knows where it goes, they are looking out for the good of humanity. It's the exact opposite. It's
I'm starting to learn that, man. The more the media tells you somebody's a good guy, the more I realize they are a scum bag.
Right. And when I hear global or world or international in front of a foundation, I am pretty sure that it's connected to the same thing, which is about depopulation, in my opinion, because if you look at the Georgia Guidestones and the original stuff, those Georgia Guidestones are, I believe, what those people believe, deep down. And look, I'm not saying that they're all whatever. Their end goal has nothing to do with us. Okay, it has nothing to do with you or me or him or my parents, your kids. They don't care about us. We don't matter. And this whole global thing, that the Fed can't be audited. We don't know. They apparently, what number did I write down? They have like 1.8 quadrillion dollars. Quadrillion dollars. We can't investigate the Fed because it's a private bank under a trust. These are crazy laws, and people have tried, but they almost killed Jackson. That's why Trump has the picture of Jackson on his wall of all presidents, because Jackson said that he had ended the Rothschild Bank. He said it was the most evil force in the world, and then, like you said, Woodrow Wilson was brought in by the CFR and the original CIA, which was called something else, which also the Pacers owned it. The Pacers owned it through their security system that ran the military railroad is the original CIA. Okay. So then, so now we're here. And right now the dilemma is, okay, so America's money has not been going back to us. That mortgage scandal, they don't care about us. They just took all our property back because we stupidly signed contracts thinking that it was our government that was giving us these mortgages, but it's not. It's not. It's the corporation of the United States of America that is basically part of these same people. So the Federal Reserve is all about enriching themselves while we think that our tax money is not going to anything we think it's going to. It's going to debt. It's going to paying interest on our debt that we can never ever satisfy. And that's what I think it's been on the Q map about them being at the top. They're not known of. The reason that they all protect them is because their bloodline is supposed to produce the Antichrist, which then will be the apocalypse, which then will take the
Unbelievable,
world
dude.
population down to 500 million because it's easier to control 500 million than 7 billion. Okay, and I think we're there right now at the cusp because a lot of people don't realize these executive orders that Trump has been doing are really about undermining the Fed. He's trying to, in my opinion, he's trying to bankrupt the Fed because he took the pandemic and turned it around on them. They knew it was coming because it's basically in that Agenda 2030. Oh, the worst is the UN. And most people don't, which is connected to the CFR, but most people don't know that in 1999, I believe it's McCarthy, put up a bill to pull us out of the UN and seize all their assets in America. And I think that would be a good start because, the elite, like they call themselves the elite, but if you look more into like their goals and agendas, first of all, they're all the same. Now, what's really scary is a lot of the media is in the CFR, and so are a lot of college presidents, and so are a lot of, if you look at their list of membership, it's unreal how much influence they have and power, and they have the money. And like Rockefeller said, I think there was some quote where he said that if people think that I'm trying to do this to make a global one world order, which is the goal is to have a one central bank, central political body, control the entire world and turn it
Yep.
into 10 continents.
Now look at this, dude. Okay, so the Paysar family owns 95% of the Fortune 500 of 30 of the 500 Fortune 500 companies. Okay, now think about that. This is why I've always said that television is a giant scam. Okay? We never knew what ratings were. They had this Nielsen thing forever. Nobody knew who had a Nielsen box, and they would just send us the numbers. I mean, the Mindy Project was on television for what seemed like forever. I never met anybody that watched that show, and that's no disrespect to anybody on the show. Johnny, does your fake girlfriend watch it?
Well, no, I would say I was a Nielsen person for a while. I got a letter in the mail saying, hey, do you want to do Nielsen? Do you want to be a Nielsen viewer? And they said, we'll send you $20. They sent me $20. I did it for a little while and then forgot about it. But yeah, I just had to fill
So
out.
Johnny's Illuminati. We just found that. Illuminati confirmed. Is that how they get on the show?
They need pawns. They need pawns. They need average pawns.
So think
Yeah,
about
I think
this.
that's what it is. Yeah.
We don't. They own. I heard they own most of all the 500 companies. That's what I've heard.
They do. Well,
Okay.
my number is 300 of the 500 is owned by this trust, this Paysor Trust, which is now called.
So think about this, right? You own the companies that own the networks. Okay, so you own all the networks, and now you own all the companies advertising on the networks.
Right.
So
and they
it's
all
just
can align under one agenda.
you're just moving money around, and that's why they don't give a shit about ratings. They're not making money and they're not losing money because they're just moving money.
They're
and
only
that's why they
making
can run shit into the ground because it doesn't matter.
And it's going to get worse.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, it's going to get worse. I don't know if you saw that Business Insider, they got CVS and Walgreens buying out mom and pop's pharmacies right now.
Well, yeah. Why? I'm in New York City. Why the hell is Home Depot open, but the guy that we go to on the corner usually to like buy nails and stuff is closed? My sister's an attorney, and she's saying there's going to be a lot of lawsuits from these small companies saying, why was Walmart open and we weren't? Why was what's the difference? Like, you don't trust the American
fuck out
people?
of them, dude.
But listen, they're all connected. Look at how much money these companies made by staying open. While a company that's traveled down in a family, it's been like on First Avenue and 57th Street or wherever for 100 years is now closed. I mean, we're walking down the street, we're looking in restaurants, everything's gone. Like, they're not coming back.
Oh, dude, there's some comedy clubs that are thinking about shutting it down for good.
Get out.
And not coming back because it's just, I know that I just talked to somebody that said that the Comedy Cellar is just going to go down to that one room downstairs.
My favorite, though. That's the greatest. Dude, I had so much fun as a kid down in that room. I'd be okay.
Okay. So let's get into this. A lot of times, this show has the uncomfortable conversations. that people don't like to have. And I think it's very important to have talks about stuff that is going on. So, so one time, I'd say about 2 years ago, there was, I forget, a senator or a congressman said that the Rothschilds control the weather. They're talking about DARPA and all that stuff. And instantly, the smear machine went, and they said, "Oh, Senator says Jews control the weather," and that's not what he said at
No,
all.
it's
And
not
that's how they get you to stop questioning everything.
right. That's what I told you earlier when we spoke. I said, in my opinion, these families that are Jewish, remember they're run by a French family, okay, that nobody knows, but they were never Jewish. Okay, Jewish people follow Judaism. Judaism is the reading of the Torah from beginning to end every year, from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, the same exact 5 books of Moses. That's it. That's what you read. That's what you believe. Okay, and that's Judaism. Okay, and then the other side, there were 12 tribes. You don't know. There's plenty of this is history, even though our history, I'm sure, is really rewritten dramatically. But if you go into history, there were 12 tribes. Well, one of them was Dan. One of them, followed Canaanite and Gnostic and all that. But the Israelites and the descendants of Joseph and them, they follow the Torah. These people have nothing to do with the Torah. And besides that,
They actually created another book, and it's
Talmud.
called yeah, it's called, and this is the giveaway, is the what's it
and
called?
Kabbalah.
Yeah,
A
but
lot of
what's
people
it-
say
it's called
Kabbalah
the-
is witchcraft.
The oral history of the Babylonian. Whenever you
Right.
see Babylonian, that
Right.
is a direct reference
Illuminati.
to
Right.
the Dark Arts Black Cube
Right.
worship. Babylonian oral history of the Talmud. Okay, that
Right,
is.
that's what they are. So even me as a Jew, I can see through this. Look, the Rothschilds benefit the entire Council of 13, Committee of 300. They benefited from both First and Second World War. And when somebody says criticizing Soros is anti-Semitic, I want to jump over and strangle them. The man is not Jewish. He does not practice Judaism. None of them do. They all practice, like you said, the dark arts, or there's a whatever the case may be. There were all these tribes, and they spread out. Well, guess what? That anti-Semitic elders of Zion. Well, there's really elders of Sion, Sion, which is Mount Hermon in Lebanon, and these are people that actually think that they're descendants of Egypt, not of Israel. So it's so crazy and convoluted, but I believe that they created anti-Semitism, as I believe the Muslim Brotherhood created Islamophobia, to say you can't criticize us or you're an anti-Semite. Well, I know a lot of Jews that never accepted me, and I don't consider every Jew, it's just like, as a Jew, it upsets me when Jewish people, that so many Jewish people were at Epstein Island, are involved in this, are involved in that. But then I had to look underneath that and be like, what is going on here? And then only to find they hate God. They don't believe in the Torah or the New Testament. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in anything like that. But they've used it to their advantage, I believe, all these years to say, just like I understood what Mel Gibson was saying. What he was saying was, he's saying Jewish. Like, I'd like this to be clarified, because last week my evil mayor here threatened the Jewish community within days of praising the Muslim community. And he said the Jewish community, without saying, he's talking about a handful of people in Williamsburg that I don't have anything in common with. Like when I go down to Fairfax, when I'm in LA, they don't think I'm Jewish. Like, you get off the train in Williamsburg, I ain't no Jew to them. I'm below them to them. So what? It's like saying every black dude is in a gang. No, they're not.
Yeah, it is just ridiculous, dude.
Right, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And
Jews
Jews
aren't
never talk about
bankers. Jews aren't bankers. Okay, white people aren't racist. Black people aren't fucking criminals. Gays aren't pedophiles. These are
Right.
like Brad fucking terms that
Right.
are done to get
But
us
they're
all to
being
fight
used.
with each other.
Right, to confuse, to divide and conquer. Look,
Because you don't
United
take a look
we
at the
stand,
real
divided
people,
we
it's
fall.
always the same people. Always the same.
All you have to do is put the UN, Trilateral Commission, CFR, World Health Organization, Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation, all next to each other, and they're all the same members. They're all the same members. I always say it's like 3,000 people on this planet think that they are so far superior to the rest of us that they should dictate how many people live on this planet, how we spend our monies, how we raise our kids, what we eat, where we can go, what we think. And the sad part is we've allowed them to hijack, which happened in Germany too. We've allowed them to hijack our schools and our universities, which, ended up having, now we have all of us are in our 40s, but I would say that we have about 2 generations of kids that were taught not to think.
Oh,
You know,
for sure.
and that's the goal, was to teach them to accept that these higher moral values of the globalists before you, the one world order before you, the one monetary system before you. This is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. It's like, what do you think the Declaration of Independence was about? It was that me, you, and all of our friends and family can raise their children the way they want. What is the point of being on this planet if you can't? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is the last thing they want for us, and
100%.
and then they guilt us into being
get
assholes.
these terms, and
Well,
they
how
get
about-
us to fight with each other, and and what happens
And
is
then they have the gall to
generations.
raise money. I'm sorry, but then they have the gall to do this. The day after Trump says we're not funding World Health Organization, and there's plenty of reasons to. It's through the CFR. If you go to the website, that's where you find them. The truth is, 2 days later, Lady Gaga and all the people on Epstein Island did a benefit where they had people like me and you guys, donating money. Why do they need our money to help? In the pandemic, none of us have any money because they have it.
Yeah, it is just ultimately
And
ridiculous.
People are so brainwashed that they think, oh, well, Trump is pulling out of the World Health Organization and this and that. Well, we got to raise money for them to keep them going. Well, he's the president. What do you mean you have? And then they have the gall to go do it so blatantly, and then brag about raising like $50 million for the pandemic from schmucks like me, and it's just
It is
it's really sad.
unbelievable. How many of these, I'm going to be honest with you. I was really proud of all these comics. They did some shows and they raised money for comics in need. But
right.
these giant celebrities, Lady Gaga, who she raised money for?
World Health Organization.
Yeah, exactly. The World Health
they're
Organization
also-
that's been taking money from Bill Gates and the Communist Party. Now, I want to get into something real quick.
Before you get there, you know who's not paying taxes and got a stimulus check?
Who?
Churches.
Right. And
They
trust.
all got money. Churches.
And
I don't know.
trust. Right. And
And,
trust.
dude,
And
I mean, like,
foundations. All
Just
these
think about this, dude. If we go back to my whole theory, that's all Jesuits, okay? And they create this law which states that churches don't have to pay taxes. I mean, how brilliant is that?
or
I mean,
be
why?
audited.
Yeah. Why have an army everywhere when you could just open franchises and call them churches and basically run everything from there?
Well, that happens a lot in a lot of America, and because they just corrupt everything that has any semblance of good, and they try to inject themselves with the moral superiority of Satan.
What is up is really down. So something very interesting today. A drone, Johnny. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw this, but somebody used a drone, and they went and they shot on top of the Georgia Guidestones, right?
Because they
And
said
what-
they saw blood. Yeah.
And they saw blood 2 different times. Johnny, did you see that?
Went up there?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
No, I'm looking for it now.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Fine. Well, here's what happened. Yeah, like you said, the guy with the drone, he monitors it a lot. That guy thinks it's a satanic monument, and that there was blood. He said on
I
top.
found a story from 2019 that appears to show the top of the Georgia
But
Guidestones.
then they went up there and they took the blood and they're going to test it. And then I never heard about it again.
Well, now is the story you're referencing from 2015? Is that the same one?
No, I think it might be more recent.
Oh, okay. Well,
they're
I'm gonna share my screen and you can see it. Tell me if this is what this story is from 2015 now.
2015?
Yeah.
Dang.
Is this
Yeah,
what?
that's it. Are you telling me
Yeah.
it's 2050? But still, that doesn't change anything.
No, no, it doesn't. No, but I mean, we
It's
never.
like,
I guess
look
I
at
never
that. That's
followed
a
up.
blood stain right
Right.
there.
From a look, that looks just like the sacrificial rocks on Epstein Island, does it not? You
Oh,
know?
unbelievable, dude.
But anyway, no, the cops had to investigate it. I don't know if it was then or whatever, but I read an article that they went up there and they took samples and took off. That's like people try to say that that LC Paysour isn't really that they buried the real Lewis in France, but then a few years ago somebody did a DNA test and it's not where they buried him. It is not. So people can say all they want that he died and he's there, but it's already been proven that the blood in the where they say they buried him isn't his. So
I
By the
mean,
way,
Hitler.
I just-
Someone did a test on the body. They found a Hitler, and it was a chick.
Hey,
right,
hey,
he was
Sam,
gone.
Yeah.
for what it's worth, this is the quote from the story. It says deputies went up there. There was something that was bluish black, maybe where water had pooled. To the naked eye, it does not look red. In that video, it looks like someone quote unquote photoshopped it to make it look like there was blood. So that's according to the authorities who investigated it.
All right.
Take that for what it's worth, though.
Yeah,
I don't
think
take
it's
it
a
worth
later
anything,
one.
but I also would say that's not. It drives me nuts that people will do that for clicks.
I don't think but then there's another story about the DNA. But like, there's some dude that lives on the like 600 feet away from there that sold the land for them to build this on, and he watches it. He's convinced there's something underneath there that's satanic, that's buried. But whatever
I
the case
wouldn't
may
doubt
be,
it. I
people
wouldn't
go
doubt it at all.
because even if they're saying that's not blood, it has been proven that witches have gone there. Witches have gone there with blood sacrifices with chickens. You know how do we?
When I was a kid, witches meant fat chicks who wore goth. That's all it was.
So,
Right.
but there obviously was blood there at some point, even if it wasn't human. But now there's never been blood. You know, I don't know. But also, that's a big tourist trap for that area that has like 400 people living there. So,
Well,
knows?
you know what? It also brings us to the fact that we have, which is what people have been talking about, and what seems to be in full force right now, is Agenda 21 and
and 2030.
Agenda UN 2030, which seems to be even more in play now.
Right. And it's like I said, the 2030 included the pandemic. And you guys, thank God Hillary didn't win, because this was coming no matter what. And this would have been a hell of a lot worse. But that Agenda 2030, I read through it. And then if you read through the agenda of the CFR, the agenda of trilateral, the agenda of churches in England, they're all aligned. They're the same. And like
Just
I
think
said,
about this. Just
yeah.
think about this. Well, look at what all the Democratic governors and mayors are doing right now. Now, just imagine Hillary Clinton in a presidency and what would be going on in this country right now.
well, we
It'd
would
be
have
South Korea.
have
It'd be South Korea.
mascots.
We'd all have the tracking devices and all that shit. But did you
Damn right.
what do you think about World War III happening? Do you hear about China hacking the U.S. trying to get research information?
Yeah.
Well, you know, a big thing that just somebody brought up was that whenever I start talking about real stuff, my internet goes to shit. So if you don't think they're listening to me, you're crazy. It keeps going. Your internet's not good. Yeah, because you're not making it good, and we know it. All right, Johnny, thoughts? I know you want to talk shit.
Real quick, what did you see that story? Is there anything interesting about that story? Did you see the guy who got suicided, who was investigating coronavirus
the Asian
DNA?
dude in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. How that was
Oh, right, I saw that.
I'd love to
Yeah.
know what he was, because they said he was really on the verge of like some kind of breakthrough.
Of
but they didn't
course,
say what it
man,
was.
and they don't want that because they want to own it.
Right.
They-
But I also,
they-
yeah, they created it, and then they also create the vaccine. But David Icke said they're also admitting that they haven't isolated the Corona-19 virus. So how could they have a test for a strand of something that they don't have isolated yet? It doesn't make any sense. And he said that a couple days ago, and that was taken down right away. But also, I think they want to put a chip in us. That ID 2020 is also under that Agenda 2030 at the UN, which is about microchipping all of us, and they sell it as everyone in the world now gets an ID. Really?
And you want to know why it's
my mind?
Hey, wait up. You want to know why it's Corona 19? Because it's like the iPhone. 20, iPhone 2,
Right.
iPhone 3. That's why you put a name on it.
Right.
Why don't you just give it a new name if you're not gonna make another one of it?
It doesn't make any
So
sense. But also,
incredible.
I do think Trump and the military intelligence were prepared for it. And I think he's playing along with the vaccine. I don't think that there's a chance in hell that that's gonna be something that we mandatorily have to do. It should never be. But they're selling it all, like I told you, just like I was saying before, they're selling it under the guise of being a globalist and good to the world is far better than taking care of your own neighborhood. You know, why take care of ourselves and our starving and our homeless and our sick and our schools and why would we do that? We're so selfish in America. We should be taking care of everywhere else. And meanwhile, they're just collecting our money. It's not going back to us. It's going to the Federal Reserve,
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, under
I
the
mean,
guise of
dude,
shaming us.
we would. I mean, people need to really understand what kind of bullet we dodged. Like,
Oh my
like
God.
I know people don't want to believe that anybody in the government could do anything good. That's what we've been trained. That that everybody's evil. Nobody's a good person. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you Trump walks on water. I'm not. I could sit here forever and do a show. And I'm gonna do a show. I just decided right now I'm gonna do a show on what we should be upset about Trump on. And I guarantee you'll hear none of it on the news because the people who signed the checks actually like this stuff that Trump is doing. Okay, that's
right.
just the truth.
Right.
But
Right. Go ahead.
if you don't think that we didn't dodge a bullet, do you think Hillary Clinton would have arrested Jeffrey Epstein ever? Nope.
We wouldn't even know who he is. They were involved.
Nope.
But also,
Never.
the crazy thing that bothers me,
If
though.
she was here, we'd be on lockdown.
Right.
They would.
Since
This thing would go
January.
3 years. Our gun rights would be taken away.
We'd all be living on $2,000 a month from the government that they could hold back, and we'd all our health
If
records.
you didn't play ball, if you criticized her, just know, she called the LA Comedy Club and told them to take down jokes about her. That's who we were gonna put in.
What an asshole!
Imagine Trump doing that.
No, Trump
He'd
loves
never
it.
do it.
Listen,
He'd never do it.
The only thing I know for sure is that Trump did. The one thing I do think is that his goal is to end the Fed and have our money, our taxes, go back to us.
Well, I think he's just gonna hand it to different gangsters. But hey, I'm fine with that as long as it's not the same gangsters that's been running us. Dude, the fact that we need anybody, I mean, we should just hit the reset button on all of this.
Right, and they just found they just because of this pandemic found a way to get the money directly to the people. They found a way to get the money directly to the small businesses, skipping the banks, skipping the, so now we have a thing where I'm sure you all did, put my, bank information in there. And one day I woke up and I had a $1,200 check. So they
I
have
still
that.
haven't got my money and I don't want it. I don't want any of it.
Nope.
But
I wish we'd all just kind of go, you know what, hey, you remember when they told us we couldn't go to beaches and we did that? You remember when they said we couldn't meet up and we did that? What if we all said, guess what? I don't want to pay my taxes right now.
I think he's abolishing the IRS because it's illegal. And I don't know. We can do a whole nother show on the Act of 1871 when they incorporated DC. It's a whole nother can of worms, but the incorporation of DC is a part of this.
What's so interesting is like people just don't realize what we're up against. It's the same cabal. It's the same cabal that's been since
For
Ronald
hundreds of
Reagan,
years.
which is Bush's
Longer than that.
cabal, all the way to Obama, who is a Bush. He's a Hinckley actually, which is very interesting because they're 10th cousins. Oh, everyone's like,
They intermarry.
Everybody's related. How far back do you have to go before me and XG have a common fucking relative?
Probably a lot closer than you think.
You think that me and XG could find a common thing within 10 generations?
I'll try. I'm pretty good at research. No,
All right, you could do that. You can come back on and prove us wrong.
Did you ever see? There's like a little girl that actually traced all the presidents.
Yeah, but you don't understand something. You're talking about a powerful group of people who all get the same job. You're talking about two dudes who, like, one's an Armenian Italian, the other one's an illegal Mexican. Okay, it's like these two shall not luck,
And I'm a German Jew, so this is a.
which is a lot of weirdness. But
Yeah.
I mean, so they're both Hinkley's, which is very interesting because who
I mean,
shot Reagan?
I'm an
Hinckley.
Italian German Jew, even a little crazier.
Yeah, you're just everybody that lost the war right there. So you have this cabal that goes from Ronald Reagan all the way to Obama, which is the decay, which is where like treason and selling out became part of
Well, I think we took the real turn with Woodrow Wilson, and from then on, it was a plan.
the worst
It was
of
a
all
plan.
time.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find. Nobody. Do you guys? You guys obviously know about the envelopes at the Bush funeral. That
Yeah,
no
I mean,
whole
now
planet knows
everybody's
about.
starting to come out with what was on them.
Nobody has ever. But remember, nobody covered it. I would tell people. I had to like show my parents. They didn't believe it. I had to tell so many people. Nobody believed it.
My
I don't know
favorite
what
thing
you
is
said.
Jimmy Carter trying to find his envelope.
Yes, sucker. He was just a pawn.
He's like
Why
shaking
didn't
his
I get
envelope to see if it's gonna fall out.
I know. How about Laura looks at Bush?
No, my favorite is Jeb Bush getting trust fund kid angry.
Right, and he looked
Which
at
is
the
all
guy.
Bill Gates's, dude. We're gonna do a show on Bill Gates, and I'm gonna light this motherfucker up. If I hear another person tell me about I gotta trust this guy when everything he's done is just rich kid scumbag shit. He's no different than George Bush. He's no different than Jared Kushner. These are trust fund kids.
Right, but also the difference is he dropped out of Harvard his first year, never went back to school, and how did, and then at some, how much he's. At what point did he become some? It's these foundations. They established these foundations.
Yeah,
get the
his
PR
dad
right.
ran a Federal Reserve. It's the same thing with Zuckerberg. That whole Facebook movie story is completely
that's
fabricated.
total bullshit.
Those two twins were just taken for a ride, and they're like, just say this, and you'll make billions of dollars. And all of a sudden, those two kids who just happen to be the ones who Zuckerberg stole his stuff from, suddenly now are the first Bitcoin billionaires. How
What's
does
the
that
common
all work out?
Common denominator is Harvard in that situation.
Oh, yeah, dude.
At the same time, Zuckerberg, within 2 hours of listing Facebook, it was a $2 billion company.
Oh, yeah. And just that same day, the Pentagon stopped their program called LifeLog, which is the exact same thing.
I know.
That's what they did. They just took it and they gave it to Zuckerberg because he's a Rockefeller.
Right.
And they just said, act like you're running this thing and you'll make more money than God and we'll be fine. And then you're just good.
That's
And
why
then
he
they told
seemed
these
like
two
such an
twins.
idiot in the Senate when he was testifying. You were like, is this guy a robot? How about that? Did you guys see that thing with Justin Trudeau where he's like, send your kids to the other room?
That was creepy.
What was going on there?
He told the moms, he told the moms, can you guys leave so I can talk to the kids by themselves?
Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah,
and
I'll
he was
punch
like,
that
he
dude.
was like a robot.
Well, dude, he has a pedo symbol in his one of his companies. Yeah.
Well, a lot of them do.
I know, dude. It's just weird. It's like
That's a whole nother
sometimes
level.
I'm just like, it's just they don't know what they're doing, and sometimes it's purposeful. Well, Mel, it was a great show. We broke it down. We changed people's lives. We truly are freedom fighters.
I just think people need to start asking, what is going on? Where is our money going? Where are our taxes going? What is the Fed? How does a private bank collect our tax dollars?
Yep. I mean, people need to start, if there's anything that saddens me, there's a couple things when you do the show that are very rough to accept. That is, YouTube is going to just destroy any of my views. I mean, the show's never been bigger, but I'm getting smaller and smaller fucking numbers on YouTube. And now Google's fucking with Google Play. I know that for a fact. Okay? And then another thing is like, I'm just trying to save the retarded. And it's just like, if we could make a deal where like certain sections of the country can get certain things, like, hey, this area can get, we can live by the Constitution. This area, okay, you guys can get all the globalist bullshit you want. The problem is they're going to take California, and that's the best weather, and they got to go live in South Dakota, where it's,
Believe me,
it's below
it broke my
zero.
It broke my heart to leave, but I felt like California had become LA had become such a cesspool, and I didn't
Can't
agree with
take
anyone.
the weather anywhere else.
I know it's the worst part. Oh, I miss it. I miss it every day. I loved my house. I loved my gym, but I had to leave. I couldn't stand the people
But you
anymore.
went to New York, which is like,
Word. Yeah.
I mean, it's like
No, I really went to Florida first, and then when you're in our business, you can only go so like certain places that you can work and make money to put into my little pension. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys today. I got a nice email from SAG that they have a Screen Actors Guild town hall tomorrow with Adam Schiff for all members of Screen Actors Guild.
oh yeah, and then I'm Armenian. Janice, we got Glendale. They're inviting Adam Schiff to be on like these like I should have gone on it. Why didn't I go on it?
How do these people not know? I mean, they do know.
They're just, listen, man. Actors are.
said, I said, just give me a table. I want a long table so I can lay all the paperwork out. And I want to be like a teacher, just the chair at the table on the stage. And I just want to talk to the audience. And so Noriel said, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put a camera behind you, a video camera behind you. We'll have a guy on a bar stool sit behind you. And right here, so that when you pick up a document, they can zoom in on it and everyone can see it in the ballroom, because it'd be closed circuit television. So it worked out good. I did 2 hours that morning, had a great time, and it worked perfect. And so the guy was sitting right behind me with the camera right here. And afterwards, toward the end of the evening, when we were getting ready to leave, the cameraman said, Jordan, would my wife and I'd like to have you come over and have dinner with us tonight. We live right here in Pasadena. I said, sure. And so he and I are sitting in the front room. His wife's in the kitchen fixing dinner. And we're just sitting and talking about stuff. And after a little while, she comes out from the kitchen and says to him, she said, have you told him yet? And he said, no, I didn't tell him yet. I wasn't going to tell him till after dinner. And I said, tell me what? And he said, well, I might as well tell you now. He said, I've told this story to so many people. My wife has heard it so many times, but now I'll tell you. He said, when I was like 15 years old, I was back east on the East Coast. And he said, I was thumbing my way north to go stay with my cousin for the summer vacation. And I was out the road thumbing my way, and he said, an old man in a pickup truck, and he was very old. And he said, that pickup truck was as old as he was. And it smelled terrible because he had been smoking cigarettes, cigars, pipes, anything that would burn he had been smoking. And he said, it was an old man, a dirty pickup truck, and it smelled terrible. And he said, but the moment I got in the truck, that old man started telling me every single thing about my life. He knew all about my life, my mother's life, my father. He knew there was nothing about my life and my family he did not know, and he was right exactly on. He told me about my girlfriend, about my dad's business, about my mother, and who she was before she got married. He said there was nothing he didn't know. And he said, I was just amazed listening to this old man. And he says, then when he let me out, he said everything he told him, he said, when he let me out, He said, everything I have been telling you was to get your attention and entertain you. Now I'm going to tell you something important. After you're 50 years old, you're going to be on the west coast of this country after 50. And one morning you're going to be on a stage with a man sitting at a table with a bunch of papers, and he's going to be speaking to a very large audience. And you're going to be sitting behind him with a camera, but that camera doesn't exist now, but it will then. And you're going to have a special kind of camera. And that camera will allow him you will have the camera right on his shoulder. And when he picks the paper up, that camera will allow people in the audience to see what he's talking about. But that kind of camera doesn't exist now, but it will then. And when you find yourself on the stage with that man sitting at the table talking to the audience, you tell him, I put him there. He's not there by chance. I put him there. So that he doesn't think it was his idea. You tell him that I told you that you would be behind him with the camera, and he's going to be sitting at a table with papers, and that I put him there. So that he will know nothing he does is by chance. I put him there. He does what I tell him to do. And he said, so I've told everybody, I've heard this story for years, people I've told. And he said, but it wasn't until this morning when I'm sitting there on the damn stage with you and the camera. And he said, and I was so busy getting things set up, I wasn't thinking about it until you started talking and it hit me. And he said, I looked in the audience at my wife, and she nodded her head. Yep, this is him. And he said, I was shocked. I just turned 50 years old. I'm sitting on the stage with a camera behind you. And he said, you would be sitting at a table with the papers on a table, talking to the audience. And he said, so I have to tell you that I was told 35 years ago, or whatever it was, that I would be sitting with you this morning and that you would be sitting at that table doing what you're doing. And he told me to tell you that that wasn't your idea. So you can think that was your idea, but he told me a long time ago what you were going to be doing this morning. So I thought, wow, man. So I was visibly shaken, emotionally shaken, and tears came to my eyes. I got up and left. I walked out. He was upstairs. I remember walking down at night, and I took a long walk, and he came out to walk with me. And there were tears in my eyes because I was scared. That was frightening to me. And I said, I don't understand. He said, I don't either. I'm just telling you what the old man said. I don't know how to explain it either. But he told me that you're going to be doing what you were doing, and I would be sitting behind you with a camera. And when that happened, he told me to tell you that wasn't your idea. He put you there this morning. So I thought, well, what a trip.
And clearly, that old man wasn't just an old man.
Clearly.
And it fits exactly with the story of the girl's father when you were 19.
Exactly.
He clearly wasn't just the girl's father. He was something completely different.
Totally.
You and I are just guessing here, but maybe they were just taking that form for the purposes of leaving a message. And in both cases, that message seemed to be something that indicated that they knew exactly what you would be doing at a particular time or phase in your life in years to come, which was all part of some orchestrated plan. And it would seem to be a benevolent orchestrated plan. Would you agree with that?
Because I don't feel fearful and I don't feel frightened, but my gut feeling is, and I totally feel this for sure, that there is a very powerful, unseen force of good, of protection, that has the oversight and the ultimate power. And it's watching all of this chaos, etc., going on the earth, but it is above it. And it can call the shots and at any moment step in and intervene in mankind's affairs. So it's as if like a father watching the kids play. Well, the kids are doing things wrong, and this kid's doing something wrong too, and they're all doing bad things. But he's watching, and when he decides to step in, he'll step in, and everybody's going to know it. But right now, he's letting you go and play your games, do whatever you're doing. But I'm watching you. I know what you're doing.
Actually,
And so I get to see.
My interpretation will be a little different. And I just inject this here just as an interesting suggestion, is that it's more like a referee or an umpire in a ball game who's keeping things fair so that the key participants have got a good chance in the game without being overwhelmed in such a way that
I like your, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. I think you're right. That kind of sounds right. Making sure that the thing is balanced.
Because I don't believe that the outcome is certain or fixed at all. But I like to think, as you know, we've talked about this privately, that you and I and tens of thousands of others are here, and we wouldn't have showed up here this lifetime if this game was fixed and the whole thing was going to be predetermined to some sorry ending. I don't believe that at all. I think that we are in with a chance in this game. I think that's why we are here, because it is fun. And every now and then what intervention there is something that keeps that game balanced in such a way that we get a chance to exercise our own responsibility for a good outcome if we're smart enough. And that's my personal take on that.
And
What's your response to that?
You and I have discussed this back and forth, but I totally agree with you. Yeah, I think you're right. That there's some higher force. Well, I know there's a higher force. I know that there's a higher matrix of power. That I know. And I know it's protecting me and others. And I know it has its own agenda. These things I already know for sure.
Tell the story. It's a long story, but it's an absolutely wonderful, staggering story about the experience that you had with
Paul Tice and
Paul.
And Ivy.
And Ivy.
Yeah.
Up in the Nevada desert,
right
near Area 51.
Yeah.
Rachel, Nevada, the little alien.
Right.
In the desert. Do tell that story.
I had a friend, a Mexican friend, who worked at General Motors. He was upper management at General Motors in Los Angeles, and he was getting married, and he lived in Palmdale, which is about 50 miles north of Los Angeles. And so he was getting married, and so he wanted me to be the best man at his wedding. And so the idea was that Saturday morning, we'd get married that night. Saturday morning, I was driving up to stay with him while they were getting ready for the wedding that night. And